Welcome back to another playoff episode of The Recap. Today we have the number 2 Wine and Skill Vipers versus the number 7 Green Island Grizzlies. Last year they took a back seat, got the number 1 pick, and although things did not shape up, the Grizzlies had a much better season and made a blockbuster move as they head into the playoffs to get this guy at the dish, Anthony Chaldros. They gave up a lot to get him and risked him potentially not showing up. But he's here today, and so is Ben Ferlito. Going to lead things off in the top of the first with a liner over the right field wall, and the Grizz are jacked up. They got everybody here today, all hands on deck to try to pull off an upset against one of the BBWL's best teams in the Wine and Skill Vipers. Nice play here by Romer. Going to sit down Sullivan. Ben Morris is going to sit down the Grizz leader, Winkler, on a foul out. Over to the bottom of the first. One of the BBWL's best hitters this year, Austin Morris, going to go down looking here on strikes. Chaldros, that's what the Grizzlies brought him in for, to pitch. And he's looking good here so far. Going to sit down Morris and then Rescott. And then Jared Lee would also foul out. A 1-2-3 inning for Chaldros. 1-0 after 1. Grizzlies. Andre G up next to lead things off in the top of the second, and he's going to slap a double here to the wall. Then we bring up everybody's favorite Grizzly, Matt Gundrum. Things never seem to look right, but boy, is he ever effective. Goes down 2 strikes pretty quick, but doing what he does best, working a walk, and he's on base. Chaldros going to ground out with 2 on. And that would bring up Dom Marichello, who has been hot as of late, but no bigger swing than that one right here. Huge home run. That would be a 5-0 lead at this point for the Grizz and the Vipers. Not sure what hit him here early. Morris going to settle in, though. He's going to get a ground out here to Sullivan, and then Winkler would ground out as well to what could very well be the defensive player of the year in Ben Romer. And that's 5-0 after the top of the second. Over to the bottom of the second. Chaldros going to keep dealing here, but a crucial error could be costly. Chaldros says, I don't think so. He's going to blow one by Morris, and then he's going to get Rescott as well. And Romer would then ground out here to Chaldros, and he keeps the score knotted. 5-0 Grizzlies. Grizzlies looking for a little bit more insurance going into the third inning. Gunham's going to go down on strikes, though, after an Andre G walk. Chaldros would also walk to bring up Ferlito, who is going to just huge play by Jared Lee. That's a top play nominee right there, nonetheless in the playoffs. And then Markel's going to pop out as well. And the Vipers would keep it 5-0 going into the bottom of the third. Looking for some heroics, leading things off. Morris, line drive shot to right field here. He had 26 bombs in the regular season, one of the best home run hitters all season long, and he's showing us why right there. But Chaldros has seen enough. Going to blow the fastball by Rescott. And then Lee as well, so down to just 1 out left. And Chaldros, he said it right from the get-go. All he needed was a couple runs. Vipers down to their last out with 2 on after a couple walks, and Chaldros going to sit them down. Grizzlies with the upset here in Game 1. Vipers seemed unfazed, and you figure out just why here right away. Jared Lee on the hill. This is a do-or-die game here for the Vipers, a must-win. If they lose, the Grizz would take the series. Interesting moment here in the playoffs. Each team gets 1 replay. Ben Romer gets the call. He's saying he went Rescott has some choice words as well, and we take a closer look, and sure enough, he did go. It was called an out. I'm not so sure Jared Lee really needed it anyways, as he would continue to mow down batters. Sullivan would serve as the final victim of the inning. A little hen hunting there. You might wonder if Jared Lee was a little frustrated with the choice words the Grizzlies had about the previous call. Nonetheless, a strikeout. Winkler to the hill for the Grizzlies. He's going to put down Morris and Rescott. Winkler, not only the team captain, GM, but he has been dealing on the mound as of late, and a 1-2-3 inning for him. 0-0 game over to the top of the second, where Jared Lee would continue to do what he does best, and that's sit down batters. How about this statistic? The entire season, Jared Lee only gave up 4 hits. Gundrum going to try just about anything he can to try to get in the head of Jared Lee, but it doesn't seem to quite work in his favor as he fouls one off his fingertips. Many of the fans were nervous. They'd hate to see the Grizzlies lose a guy like Gundrum for the energy that he brings to the table each and every game. Nonetheless, he's window shopping here, just looking. Jared Lee going to sit him down, and then Childrose puts this one in play, but Rescott sucks it up like a vacuum. And that ends the top of the second. Over to the bottom of the second, Austin Morris. We talked about it earlier. A home run threat every time he steps up to the dish. Going to get one there, making it 1-0. But Winkler would settle in. Big play here from Sullivan, who's going to grab the pop fly. But after a couple walks, Rescott's going to take one deep and gone. Puts the sword away and puts the Vipers up 5-0. A big shot there. So we take you over to the top of the second. Ben Ferlito going to lead things off and try to get things going for the Grizz. He does just that with a single up the middle. Lee has been tough to score on all year long, but the Grizz hoping for some momentum, and they're not going to get it there. Down goes Marichello. Sullivan, same fate. Inside corner, painting it like Picasso, and then Winkler window shopping as well, and that'll do it. Game 2 goes to the Vipers, and we take you to the rubber match. Ferlito on the hill for the Grizz, trying to keep them in it. Their first playoff series win, if they can pull this one off. And he's looking good so far. Morris goes down, and so does Romer. Ferlito been the Grizzlies ace all year long. He's going to surrender a single here, and that would be big because the next batter, Rescott, would walk on an IBB, and that would cost them a run. The Vipers would get 2 in that inning before handing the ball to Romer. Saw just fouled out Childrose, and then fouls out Ferlito as well. Romer is a big pitcher here in Game 3. He has been lights out lately. He puts down Marichello. The Grizzlies down 2-0. Top of the second. Get out of here. Morris going to do it again. A solo blast. That's going to make it 3-0. But Ferlito not giving in just yet. Lee's going to strike out looking. A Romer walk would bring up Morris again. You gotta. No way. See ya. Gone. Pushes one up over the right field gap. Morris with his 4th home run of the series. 6-0 Vipers, and the Grizzlies looking like things are just about over. But Ferlito's going to hang on and put down Jared Lee and Romer, but it's going to come down to the offense for the Grizzlies. So we run into some technical difficulties. The Grizzlies would actually score 5 runs in the bottom of the second inning. Vipers were unable to score any in the top of the third, so we bring you to the bottom of the third inning, a 6-5 game. Romer struggled in the second, and he struggles a little bit here. He's going to start off with a walk to Marichello. He would settle in, though, and he's going to strike out Childrose. So a couple batters would walk, but Romer keeping things close. Still 6-5 at this moment, but he's going to walk. The bases loaded after a long full count. That brings us to this at bat. Maricello with the bases loaded. Let's watch in here.
Wow. Bases loaded, 6-5 game. Grizzlies down 1, 2 outs. 0-1.
So at this point, Romer 1 strike away from moving on. 1.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. French toast. Good eye.
2-2.
There we go, Dom. You're on deck. That zone's wide open. Wait for 2, Dom. Here we go, Dom. Come on. Right, ball 3, Ben.
Oh my God.
Full count, Dom. Come on, fight. Fight,
You gotta be kidding me.
Come on, Matt. Where are you, Matt? Single scoring tilt, game over.
It's incredible.
Single scoring tilt. Woo! Pressure on. Come on. Yep, let's go.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
You
Now we have a tie game. This will be the last batter. The outcome will decide the series. Let's watch in.
Ball 1. Let's go 1. Ball 2. Let's go.
Might as well not even swing.
Ain't even gonna swing, Ben. Let's go, Phil. Yep, I like it. Ball 3, Ben?
Oh my God. This is incredible.
Toast.
This
Toast,
is
Sully, come
incredible.
on. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Toast. Gotta be good. Gotta be able to see it, I guess. If you see it,
Full count. This
Moments
pitch
in BBWL
determines the
history. This
season
pitch
for 2 teams.
will decide the series between the
Oh
Grizz
my
and the
God.
Vipers.
Does he swing or does he take?
And it does not get any better than that. The Grizzlies move on to the next round. Thanks for joining us once again on The Recap.